If making embutido feels a little intimidating, here's an easy homemade version that's perfect for special occasions or everyday meals. Today I'll show you how I make pork embutido in a way that's simple, practical, and easy to follow. Let's start preparing our ingredients. First, we're gonna need 1 head of garlic, about 30 grams. Trim off the root end to make the skins easier to remove, then lightly smash each clove. Most embutido recipes don't use garlic, but I like the extra aroma and flavor it brings, so we'll be using it in this version. After peeling, set it aside. Next, let's prepare 1 large white onion, about 180 grams. You can also use red or yellow onion here, if that's what you have. After peeling it, cut it into chunks. Since we'll be using a food processor later, there's no need to finely mince it. If you don't have a food processor, chopping it by hand works perfectly fine. Next, we need 2 medium-sized bell peppers, about 50 grams total. I'm using red ones here, but a mix of red and green works well too. Slice them into thin strips, then chop across to finely mince them. I prefer doing this by hand instead of adding them into the food processor, so that we can keep a bit more texture and avoid making the mixture too watery. Once done, set them aside. Next, let's prepare 1 large carrot, about 200 grams. Trim off the ends, peel it with a vegetable peeler, then cut it into smaller chunks so it's easier to process later. The carrot adds a bit of natural sweetness, nice color, and gives the embutido a softer, more balanced texture. Once chopped, set it aside. Using a food processor helps make prep a lot faster and gives the embutido a more even texture throughout. Start with the garlic, then add the onion, and lastly the carrots. Pulse a few times to get everything started. Then, process on low to medium speed until finely chopped. Halfway through, scrape down the sides with a silicone spatula to make sure everything gets chopped evenly. If you're using a good food processor, this step usually only takes a few seconds. Just be careful not to process for too long. You want the vegetables finely chopped, but not overly blended. Once done, set it aside. Now for the fun part. This is where everything starts coming together. In a large mixing bowl, add 1.2 kilograms of ground pork. Then, add the finely chopped garlic, onion, and carrots. It's best to use ground pork with a bit more fat here, since that helps keep the embutido flavorful and prevents it from drying out too much. Next, add the finely chopped bell peppers, followed by 100 grams of grated processed cheese. The cheese adds a richer, more savory flavor and a bit of creaminess to the embutido. Next, we're adding 1 cup of breadcrumbs. This helps absorb excess moisture and bind the mixture together. Season with half a teaspoon of ground black pepper and half a teaspoon of fine salt. Then add 1 tablespoon of sugar. This rounds out the savory flavors in the embutido. For that classic embutido taste, we're adding half a cup of raisins, about 75 grams. And for those of you who doesn't like raisins, maybe it's time for you to grow up. Next, add 3 tablespoons of cornstarch for extra binding. If you have modified starch, that's even better since it helps hold moisture more effectively. After that, add 1 small 100 gram pack of sweet pickle relish. For extra umami and a deeper savory flavor, add 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce. In a separate bowl, crack 3 large eggs. This helps us make sure the eggs are still good before adding them in, since we don't want any spoiled eggs ruining the whole mixture. It also lets us beat the eggs first so they mix more evenly into the embutido. Pour in the beaten eggs, then mix everything together until well combined. As we mix, try not to overwork the mixture too much. We just want everything evenly distributed so the embutido stays well combined without getting too dense. Before wrapping and steaming everything, heat up a pan with a little cooking oil and fry a small portion of the mixture first. This lets us check the seasoning while it's still easy to adjust. In my case, it needed a bit more salt, so I added some before moving on to the next step. Next, we'll prepare 7 pieces of jumbo cheese dogs. Regular hot dogs work just fine too. Use whatever you prefer or already have on hand. Slice them in half lengthwise, then set them aside. Next, we're gonna need 7 large hard-boiled eggs. I boil the eggs for 10 to 12 minutes, then peel them ahead of time. Slice each egg into quarters, being careful not to break the yolk, then set them aside. Now it's time to wrap the embutido. This recipe yields around 7 meat rolls. You can divide the mixture into 7 equal portions by eye, but in my case, I'll be using a food scale and weighing out around 300 grams for each one. Tear off a sheet of aluminum foil large enough to fully wrap one portion of embutido. Then lightly brush the surface with a bit of cooking oil so the mixture doesn't stick. Place one portion near the bottom of the foil, then flatten it out evenly, leaving a little space around the edges so it's easier to wrap later on. Add the sliced cheese dog and quartered eggs in the center, then gently fold and shape it into a log. Seal one end tightly, then do the same on the other side, making sure everything is packed in well. Let's go through that one more time. Lightly oil the foil, flatten one portion of the mixture, add the cheese dog and quartered eggs in the center, and shape it into a log and seal both ends tightly. This time I'm adding a second layer of aluminum foil for extra support. It's completely optional, but it's a good idea if you want your embutido to feel a bit more secure while steaming. If you're enjoying this recipe so far, don't forget to subscribe for more Filipino home cooking videos. We share new recipes every week. For the full list of ingredients and their approximate cost, stay until the end of the video or jump ahead using the timestamps in the description. Now we're ready for steaming. It's best to use a large steamer here, one big enough to fit all the embutido without overcrowding. Start by bringing the water in the steamer to a boil. Once the water is boiling, steam the embutido for an hour over medium heat or until fully cooked through. After steaming, remove the embutido from the steamer and let it cool down first. From there, we can unwrap it right away or chill it first if you want firmer, cleaner slices later on. I'm kind of an impatient guy, so I'll pan fry mine right away to give the outside a nice sear. You can definitely enjoy it steamed as is. Some people prefer it that way, but I personally prefer it pan fried like this. Just be sure to keep the heat low, since embutido can burn pretty quickly. Embutido is one of those dishes that instantly brings back the handaan feeling. For something that looks and tastes this special, it actually takes a lot less effort to make than you might expect. Let's give it a taste and see how it turned out. Right away, you get the familiar sweet and savory flavor that makes embutido so comforting. The meat is tender, the raisins add little pops of sweetness, and the cheese gives it a richer, more savory bite. Then in the middle, we get those classic embutido layers from the cheese dog and egg, which makes every slice feel a bit more special. I also like adding a bit of ketchup on the side, since it gives a slightly sweet and tangy contrast that really works well with the meat. Pair it with hot rice and you've got yourself a really satisfying meal. Do you prefer your embutido steamed as is, or lightly pan fried like this? Let me know in the comments below. Here's the full list of ingredients I used, along with their approximate cost. You can pause the video or take a screenshot so you can save it for later. A quick shout out to Ervin Andre Arañador for leaving this comment on our pork adobo video. Thank you for taking the time to share that tip with us. I'm definitely gonna try it next time I make adobo. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments how your pork embutido turned out. Subscribe for more easy Filipino recipes and click the video on your screen for another easy Filipino dish. Thank you for cooking with me, and I'll see you in the next one.